Hi guys, Barnaby for Spurred On here. Now this week, this Saturday, it's the North London derby. Tottenham Hotspur versus Woolwich. And let's face it, as a Spurs fan, you're ingrained, it's inbuilt in you to hate Arsenal. You hate Arsenal, of course you do, you all do, you have to. But on the flip side of that, we've probably all got friends who are Arsenal fans, and you forgive them for it. It's not really their fault, it's probably their father's fault, so you let them off. However, despite all of that, let's face it, there are some people that have been relevant to Arsenal down the years who are just complete. So I've decided to list my top 5 Arsenal. At number 5, Wojtek Szczesny. This guy is just a. He thinks he's really big on social media. A couple of years ago, he did an Instagram of him playing the piano to a derogatory tune about Spurs. He also took a selfie of him and his mates on the pitch after they beat us at White Hart Lane a couple of years ago. Thinks he's the big man. Well, Szczesny, where are you now, mate? Bummed off on loan at Roma because you weren't good enough even to play in goal for Arsenal. Terrible. Also, what about you and that clanger you made against Southampton where you then just sat in your own goal net embarrassingly drinking a bottle of water? Absolute joke, mate. Szczesny, you, my friend, are a. At number 4 in my top 5 list of Arsenal is Theo the Walcott. Mainly because the other year when they beat us 2-0 at the Emirates, he was stretchered off and did this sign to the Spurs fans as he was being wheeled around the pitch. Well, presumably, that stands for the amount of times your knee has had to be rebuilt ever since. That's called karma, mate. Also, the fact that you can't hit the proverbial barn door, and Arsenal fans hate you almost as much as Spurs fans do. Let's face it, Theo, you're a. Number 3 on the list is a bit of a difficult one because this played for Spurs as well. It's Emmanuel Adebayor. He once, while playing for Manchester City, ran the length of the pitch to celebrate in front of Arsenal fans, and at that point I thought, there's no way this guy could ever make my list. However, then he moved to Spurs, and for 6 months he played really well. Let's face it, he was playing for a contract. He got his contract and then basically off to Lazyland like a mega. He's a money-grabbing mercenary with a terrible touch. He's over at Crystal Palace now, and as far as I'm concerned, he's perfectly suited to Arsenal. He should have stayed there forever because he's just a. At number 2 in my list is someone I know you're all going to agree with. It's Jack Wilshere. He famously liked to ask Arsenal fans, what do you think of Tottenham? And they all shout. Well, I ask everyone, what do you think of Jack Wilshere? And we should shout, why haven't you played enough games, Wilshere? You're always injured. In 9 years at Arsenal, he's played exactly 100 games. That averages out at about 9 or 10 games per season. Mate, why are you always in the hospital? What's wrong with you? Is it because you're a chav wheelchair-ridden? I think it is. Also, in those 100 games, you've scored 6 goals for Arsenal. That's less than Dele Alli has scored in just over half a season for Spurs. How people think of you as someone who can play in the midfield for England at the Euros or beyond is absolutely ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. Jack, spend less time in A&E, more time on the pitch, and maybe people won't think you're such a massive. Guys, I think you all know what's coming up. Number 1 in my list of the top 5 Arsenal is a bit of an obvious one. It's Sol. That's right. That guy is such a monumental hook that I don't even want to swear about it, but I can't help it. Sol, you mother hook from Mars, you. I hate you. You left us, you. You shouldn't have done. You could have gone anywhere. You could have gone to Inter Milan. You could have gone to other European clubs who were offering you 200 grand, you. But you didn't, because you didn't want to leave North London, because you didn't want to leave Mummy. Oh, you didn't like it. So, Campbell, I want to stay. I want to stay at home. Well, it's because you're a Campbell. And that's why you're number 1 on my list. And you can go off with your political aspirations, which are just embarrassing, you. Anyway, that was my top 5 list of Arsenal. Let me know who you think should have made the list in the comment section below. Or if you agree with it, drop me a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter @SpurredOnTV. Come on, you Spurs.
Hey guys, it's Smithy from Soccer M, back on Spurred On, and I'm about to tell you my top 5 Tottenham Hotspur away days. Right, number 5 for me is Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2.